What's up, guys? I welcome you in today's wonderful video. So we are here to analyze step index. So what you have to pay attention into is that this video is just to assist you in identifying newly formed trends, or to be able to figure out the right time to enter. So this is not just a signal, but it is some kind of educational material. So let's get started. Now, we are here on our 1 hour time frame, and as we can see, I don't wanna observe much of what was happening in the past, but the main picture is that this asset has been moving in a downtrend, and the way it has been moving, it has been changing the flow. Yeah? So starting here, we can see that it has been moving down in this kind of a flow which is indicated by the trend line, and you can see there were corrective waves coming in, both small and a little bit big. Then something interesting happened here. There was a breakout of our trend line. Yeah? Our trend line was broken, meaning when a trend line is being broken, it can resemble two things. It can resemble either a reversal, or it can resemble either of a change in momentum. So it can be two things, whether the trend is changing the way it was flowing, or meaning the players are changing in terms of strength. So in this case, it will be from a higher strength into a little bit of some kind of weakness if the breakout happens and the trend continues. So that's the two things, and you have to pay attention into which of these does the breakout resemble. So in this case, the breakout happened, but the reversal didn't came immediately. So what are we expecting now? So it's just a change of momentum where the market is moving from strength into weakness. And when the market is moving from strength into weakness, you need to know that the next thing is a reversal. However, we cannot say a reversal is coming now, but we have to pay attention on what was happening here. So we had the breakout, and then we received a high, and then the market tried to move impulsively again, but it failed. It failed to give us some kind of a new low, which was lower than the previous one, which was that one, and then it had to go up again, and then it formed some kind of a double top, and then it tried one time again, and then it indeed gave us some kind of a low which was lower than the previous one. So you can see that it was the buyers tried and they couldn't make it. Even the sellers tried, they failed, they tried again, and this time they then made it to a lower low. So what is happening now? The market pushed up, and then it pushed all the way down. However, it was just pushing down. It couldn't break this, but we are not expecting it to break it immediately. It can go up and then try to break it again. But this tells us something, because the way the market behaves, remember when I'm talking about flows, is that usually these markets, they behave in such a way that when they start to flow, they are not hindered. They are only hindered by the beginning of a corrective. For an example, is all the way a downtrend with no disturbance. I mean, an impulsive wave which is going down with no disturbance. Same thing applied here, going down, no disturbance. Same thing applied. The disturbance only came through a corrective wave, and then it impulsed again, and then a corrective wave. So here, this, if it's gonna be a corrective wave, this green wave which is starting here, you need to know that then the market is likely to reverse anytime soon, because we are not expecting to receive a corrective wave here. We are expecting to receive a corrective wave maybe somewhere lower than the previous point. So we expect the market to push up, and then that's when it's going to give us a corrective wave. But however, it is starting to give us a corrective wave earlier. This is a sign that indeed the buyers, they are trying to do something, just as they try to do something with this breakout. So this is a signal that it is likely that we might receive some kind of a new uptrend coming in, or just it can either be temporal, or it can be a little bit of a long-term trend, but that's just a sign that we are likely to receive an uptrend because of how the buyers have been behaving here. So what are our expectations? Our expectations now are on terms of the highs. We are betting on the highs, that okay, if the market gives us a high that is higher than the previous one, let's say we get a high here which is higher than that one, it will be then a signal enough to say, okay, now the buyers, they are indeed kicking in, because the sellers have tried multiple times and they've failed. So this low is just a first sign, and then what's gonna give us assurance, it is a high. But then when we get a high, it doesn't mean that we have to buy from that high. We'll then have to wait for another low because you can't buy high, you only have to buy low and sell a high. Then you'll have to wait for some kind of a low. So that's what it resembles. And another thing that this kind of structure gives us is that as a trader, if you're looking at this market as a seller, then it's time to shift and say, okay, I'm not selling. And not selling doesn't mean that you should buy. It just means that you should wait for a clear market, a market which is clear enough to be tradable. So you have to wait. No sales should come in, even if you are trading on a smaller time frame, because it is not certain. So you have to wait for what I've just spoke about to play out. And if it doesn't play out, we also need to see the sellers convincing us again by giving us a wave which is almost at this size or a little bit bigger than that size. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching.